Today we're going to work on crochet stitch for this beautiful baby blanket, and you can see it's very unique stitch. Consists of little bridges connecting those wonderful textured panels, and the stitch is pretty easy. For the yarn we're using Bernat baby blanket yarn in sport, and the color is Tiny Tulips. And for crochet hook, it's a 4mm crochet hook. So to start, just do a practice swatch. It can be any multiples of 4 plus 2, and then you do a single crochet in the second chain from the hook and single crochet in each chain. So then here I have 20, which is multiple of 4 plus 1, so 21 single crochet stitches in this foundation. And to continue with the pattern, I'm going to chain 3, turn, and do 2 more double crochets in the very same stitch. And so this will be the first cluster of 3 double crochets. Now we skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and do a single crochet in the 4th stitch. Now chain 2 and 3 more double crochets in the same stitch. Again, I'll skip 3, single crochet in the 4th stitch, chain 2, and 3 double crochets in the same stitch. You'll start seeing the pattern forming after a couple of rows. But for now, this first row looks like this. So again, skip 3, single crochet in the 4th stitch, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. You can see it's a very easy repeat, so you would not need instructions after a few rows, as you'll get the pattern. Skip 3 stitches, single crochet, chain 2, the last 3 double crochets of that row, and our last stitch will be a single crochet in the very last stitch of the row, and it will be for every row. And after that, you just chain 3 and turn. 1, 2, 3, and we're ready to start a new row. For this row, it's the same. 2 more double crochets in the very first stitch, and chain 3 represents the first double crochet, so it's a total of 3 double crochet cluster. And now we do the front post single crochet under the 3rd single crochet of that row. and that's what gives this blanket texture and interest. And now we chain 2 and we do 3 double crochets in that single crochet from the previous row. 1, 2, and 3. And now we need to anchor that cluster again, the front post, single crochet onto the last double crochet of the previous row. And you can see now our panels are forming, and those are tiny little bridges that inspired that name for this stitch, which I called Monet. Chain 2, 3 double crochets in that single crochet of the previous row, and single crochet under the front post. Again, we'll chain 2, do 3 double crochets right here, make sure all your posts are about the same size so it's nice and uniform, and then single crochet under the front post here. Chain 2, the last 3 double crochet cluster, and the last stitch of this row is just the simple single crochet in that space. And we've reached to start a new row, and you can see now the petals are forming, and you probably are pretty familiar with the repeat, so you won't need instructions for all other rows. So we chain 3, we turn, now doing 2 double crochet in the very first stitch of this row, and that completes this first cluster. And under the front post single crochet. Chain 2, and 3 double crochets in that single crochet from the previous row. And single crochet. Chain 2, 3 double crochets right here, so to troubleshoot that stitch, probably your main mistake will be forgetting that chain 2. So just remember, after every single crochet you do a chain 2. So front post single crochet and chain 2, another cluster of 3 doubles, 2 and 3, and single crochet. Chain 2, 3 double crochets, and our last stitch, as always, will be just a simple single crochet in that last chain space of the row. Very easy. And again, chain 3 and turn, and we'll just do one more row so you're completely familiar with the stitch. I can see those panels forming and the pattern taking its shape. So 3 double crochets in the first stitch of the row and anchor it under the front post of the double crochet. Chain 2, 3 double crochets, and single crochet under the front post right here. Chain 2 again, 3 double crochets, and make sure you make those 3 double crochets in the single crochet of the previous row. It's easy to find. And single crochet under the front post. Chain 2 again, another cluster of double crochet, 1, 2, and 3, the last one, and again front post, single crochet. Last chain 2, last cluster of this row, third double crochet, and the last stitch we're just anchoring this cluster with a single crochet. And this is it. That's our easy baby blanket crochet stitch, and you can see the pattern now forming in those little clusters here. And then you'll have this beautiful baby blanket. It works well in this color, but I think it will also look nice in just a solid color such as pink, timeless white, or blue. Thank you so much. Today I will be showing you an easy crochet stitch, and we'll be working on this beautiful blanket. You can see it creates interesting texture of those little panels connected with little bridges that are just chain 2s, and it's made with easy to find Bernat blanket yarn in Tiny Tulips. So stitch consists of easy clusters of double crochets that you make into the same stitch. So it's 3 double crochets, then all in the same stitch, which is the top of the previous row, chain 2, and then when you're done you just anchor it to this first double crochet under the front post. So single crochet and chain 2, and that's an easy repeat for the whole row to the end of the row, and you repeat the same row over and over again. So again, 3 double crochets all in the same stitch, second double crochet and third double crochet. And I'll show you how you end and start the row, and then it will be all clear to you. And now we just anchor that cluster to this first double crochet with front post single crochet, and again chain 2, 3 double crochet stitches right here on the top of the chain 2 from the previous row, and third double crochet, and now single crochet, and there are no chains between the cluster and the single crochet. And now chain 2, 3 double crochets right here, and after this cluster, single crochet under the front loop. And we have just 2 clusters left to the end of this row. So we continue with chain 2, 3 double crochets, and the last third double crochet here, and single crochet to anchor that cluster, and last cluster, so 3 double crochets in this stitch right here, which is the top of the previous row, chain 2, and the last stitch here will be single crochet in that last chain space. So you're done with this row. Now chain 3, turn your work, we're going to make 3 double crochets in this very first stitch. I'm sorry, 2 more double crochets, because chain 3 of the turning chain represents the first double crochet. So 2 more. So turning chain and 2 more double crochets, and now single crochet under that first double crochet post, and you continue the same way chain 2 and 3 double crochets right in that stitch, right after the first chain, after the chain 2 of the previous row. So 3 double crochets, and the last third one, and now front post single crochet right here. And you see it's a very easy repeat, and it's easy to start and finish the row, so no tricks here. And you'll have those beautiful panels connected with those little bridges, and it creates a wonderful textured blanket that is cozy and interesting at the same time. So chain 2, 3 double crochet stitches, and the last single crochet to anchor this cluster. And that's it. It's a very easy stitch.